about like market cycles, you see this in, in college textbooks, you see it in practice in real life. There's some sort of a cycle that every market goes through, and towards the end of the cycle is like when all the money rushes in, when all the big players come in, and the repercussion of that can be good or bad. And I'm still trying to figure out exactly how all this ends. For for us as sellers, for consumers. At some point, I'm sure there'll be 3 to 5 to 10, whatever, aggregators kind of standing on the top of the mountain as the big boys that have acquired the most businesses and become a multi-billion dollar aggregator and have a lot of brands under their roof. How do you see it playing out in terms of like how this works out for small sellers? I mean, it feels great right now, right? It's a great seller's market, and all of us are, I think, in a great position to sell our businesses because there's just so many more buyers than the other way around. But at some point, I can't. And I don't know the answer. I'm just still trying to figure out. But I'm just curious from your point of view, like what the repercussions of all this are 1, 2, maybe 3 years down the line.
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, I wish sort of I had sort of a great answer here, but this is sort of how I see this, and similar to what you said. I mean, I do expect it's a huge market, so there's going to be more than a handful of successful players, aggregators that will have a great portfolio of brands under their roof. But it's not necessarily just those that acquire the most businesses. I think what will be more and more important is, and it's sort of stating the obvious, is the quality of the assets. And this is something I think right now you'll see most sellers, I think, can find a home. And I think that will change, and buyers will become more disciplined. You will see some aggregators acquiring businesses that are not continuing to grow.
Yeah.
And if you also, we've seen some portfolios already. You start to see the early signs of a consolidation. There's some portfolios that have hit the market, and there's some that are great portfolios, but there's others where half of the brands have been declining for the last 6 to 12 months. And it's a very competitive market. Margins are compressing, and it's a tough situation to be in. So I think, from a seller's perspective, as long as you focus on having great products, building great products and brands that also maybe a bit differentiated, I think there would always be capital. There would always be an exit opportunity for those sellers. I do think, though, that some businesses that are sort of maybe hyped just by Corona, that is as we would all hope, is sort of a one-off event, and have sort of rode that wave, and don't have a fundamentally solid sort of product, and not a great sort of business, I think it'll be harder for them. But anyone who launches great products, grows them, gets them to a certain scale, shouldn't worry, in my view. There will always be capital, even if sort of I completely agree. There's got to be a cycle. That's one thing that everyone knows for sure, is that there is a cycle. No one can predict sort of the timing, and I'm not going to make any predictions here. But it's not going to continue forever. That's for sure. History has taught us that. But how long it will continue like that, who knows? But one thing that I do know is that there will be successful players coming out of this. Those will be those that are disciplined, that have selected great assets, and have the capabilities to grow those businesses. I think the operations, that's what it comes down to. And then sellers that have great products that they sell on Amazon and other marketplaces or through Shopify, etc. There will always be exit opportunities. There will always be those sort of buyers and others that will gladly acquire those businesses.
Yeah, absolutely. Great insight. Appreciate you. Let me put you on the spot a little bit there for that one.